Great stuff then, guys. I'm here today with my mate Mike, who's a running coach, and we thought we would do a little bit of a new technology thing, do a video screen sharing where me and him are having a conversation about running and how we help our athletes get better. And we thought we'd record it and then share it with everyone else. So let's keep our fingers crossed, Mike, that the technology works and we can master it. But
Yeah, I mean, Manchester is a long way away, so let's hope the connection stays up.
yeah, for sure. So, mate, I don't know, for our listeners, the people who have bothered to tune in and listen to this sort of thing that we're doing online, we should perhaps both introduce ourselves so we can, so everyone knows who the bloody hell we are, mate. So I'll let you go first, mate.
All right, I'll go first. All right. I am a running specialist based in York, and I help runners of all abilities to run faster, stronger, and with more confidence and less injuries. That's kind of my tagline, I guess. But in summary, that's what I do.
Great stuff, mate. So in summary, I don't know if I can meet up to that, mate. I'm a strength and conditioning coach who works with athletes aged probably from like mid-teens, so 12, 13-year-olds, right the way up to full international athletes. Some of those guys might be a little bit older. They might be in their 40s, depending on what sport it is. And some might be in their early 20s, depending if it's a early specialization sport. But I work in all different types of sport. So lots of different sports, including snow sport, golf. Worked extensively in the aquatic disciplines before, so both sort of like water polo and actual proper swimming. I'm going to get shouted at for saying that. But then also we currently look after England lacrosse as well, and trying to make those guys qualify for the Euros and World Championships. So that's pretty much what we do, mate.
Awesome.
So loads of my athletes, mate, run around when they're doing their sport. They either play like hockey, like I said, lacrosse, football, rugby, netball. All these different sports involve running as the primary mode of locomotion.
Yeah.
So I spent quite a bit of time looking like really on acceleration mechanics and how people accelerate really well and get to be able to produce force in a short period of time. Mm-hmm. So they can translate that into better sporting movements, mate. So I'm sure from your end of the scale, you look at the sort of longer endurance events when they're upright running. So the first 10 meters might not be as important to you, I'm guessing. But yeah, tell us a little bit about that sort of stuff that you do, mate.
Well, yeah, like we're in the same industry, and yeah, we're treating our runners with a different brush, I guess. My kind of three main areas that I look at when a new client signs up is to first assess where they are. And what I mean by assess is like, you look at stuff like their posture, and you put them through various movement screenings and stuff, which are going to have they're going to indicate, where they're potentially tight or where they're weak, where there's imbalances, all that kind of stuff, which then helps you to tailor all the strength and conditioning, the sexy strength and conditioning stuff that you don't see behind closed doors that are going to help them run better, run quicker, run faster, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, totally get that it's not about the acceleration. It's more about it's still mechanics, but it's more about running efficiency, I guess, is how I look at it.
Running economy as well, mate. So there's lots of really good research papers out there on the effects of strength training or plyometric training having improvements in running economy and how people run and translate that over longer distances. So like 1500 is the classic one that they do in papers, but I've read a few papers with 5K as well, where they've shown that by doing a block of concerted plyometric training or a block of concerted strength training, that translates into better performances over 5 and 10K.
Yeah.
So, mate, from your end, your clients, when you say strength and conditioning, what sort of stuff are you doing with them, mate? Give us an idea, and then.
Well, I start them off on kind of body weight stuff, because there's no point throwing any kind of resistance at them until I'm happy that, you know, their kind of intrinsic movements are good. And then, yeah, I'm throwing, not literally, but I'm throwing kettlebells, barbells, all that kind of stuff, TRX work. It really varies because, well, I move around a lot. So I guess for me, I'm not going to use the buzzword functional, but it's probably more like portability, kind of using the most of what you're given in terms of the space that you're training the clients in. Because I know you're based in the power room, right? In
yeah, for sure. But yeah, totally. But loads of our guys, mate, they'll come in and see us. Our facility isn't like all singing, all dancing, shiny bells and whistles.
You don't need all that, though.
You don't need it, mate, dear. But it gives us a space to work in. But lots of our guys, they might come and touch base with me every few months, and then they're away doing stuff elsewhere. So like cross-country skiers I work with, I'll see them for a few blocks in the summer, and then the rest of the time they'll be off around the world skiing. So like, it's how you give them training schedules which will still carrying them on getting better, but with minimal equipment in minimal space, and to be fair, in minimal time as well, mate.
Totally, because we're all busy, right? I wrote an article just this morning about how we have literally so little time nowadays to do anything. We want everything as quickly as possible, and yeah, it's about minimizing the amount of effort you put in, but getting the maximum results.
Totally, yeah, I agree. Hey, so like on that note, we sort of run a model of mechanical efficiency, which I know me and you've talked briefly about. That's what you're looking at, but we assess like you do with all our athletes, see where they're at. I go down the road of mobility and stability, and I try and get those two things in all my athletes, regardless of what sport they're doing, from day one, and try and enhance those qualities. And you'll be shocked, really, how bad some athletes are who are really good performers on the pitch or on the court or wherever, but they just can't control their bodies, and they haven't got full range. Well, not even full ranges. Some of them, they haven't got any range in any movement.
When you talk about assessing, do you literally have like a point scoring system almost?
Yeah. So I'm sure you've heard of the FMS, functional movement screen, from Grey Cook and that. So we use like a modified version of that. I work closely with physios, so the physio would be involved in that process, and we do like a real full body assessment with the physio, like taking goniometer measurements, but then we do come at it from a more functional point of view as well. So seeing how they use those ranges of movements in key movements. But then we've also got a training system we call Earn the Right, which is about stability and mobility at the start point. So we've got exercises that we do, which we know where people should be at with those exercises, and then we can prescribe exercises which are going to enhance them from that movement forward.
Yeah. So you said there about working closely with the physios. Are they literally on the floor with you, or do you send them away and they diagnose? Yeah.
Depends which program we work in, but I work at the University of Manchester, and Jamie is the physio over there, and he's in the gym with us doing stuff all the time. So his room is in the same building where he treats people. He'll bring the bed into the power room and he'll be training people in the power room alongside of us. It depends as well what they're doing. He might do 5 minutes mobilization on some, like perhaps the SI or something like that before a session starts, and then they come in and do the session. Or it might be a 15, 20-minute treatment after the session with us. So we're really close to them. Jamie also works with me on the lacrosse stuff for England as well. So he's doing treatments pitch side and in the physio room around all the training camps that we have on with them. So yeah, it works much better with the physio on site, mate, because you've got two different skill sets coming at it to help enhance that person.
Oh, totally. I mean, like part of all my packages is, the assessment is probably the key element. And I guess it's one of the benefits of having a space as you have. I don't have that space just yet. Whether I need it in the future, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's about tracking down the right team, right? In terms of nutritionists and physios and whoever else you want to help your clients with.
Yeah, good. Hey, mate, so in terms of the actual training mechanics for us, we go from this model of stability and mobility, then we move into a strength paradigm where we try and make our athletes all stronger. With the track and field guys that I work with quite a few 400-meter runners. You'd be surprised how weak they are upper body in terms of being able to do stuff which will translate into their running action. Yeah. So lots of them just can't even do one chin-up, which has got huge correlations with the running action and being able to drive with their arms and produce that force.
I mean, like, so many people forget that you actually run with your arms. You should see their eyes light up. It's like, what? Not your legs? I just need strong legs, right?
And then once we've gone through that sort of paradigm, then we go into a power development sort of paradigm. We've got a key test that we do with all our runners. So we do ground contact time to measure how much force they put through the ground. And then we do key counter movement jumps and squat jumps, which tell us how much force and power they can produce in what sort of time frames. So we track that quite religiously with all our runners. And you can, over a course of a season, and then over a course of season to season to season, you can see the physical qualities developing in those people. And you see their running times getting faster and faster. So that's the sort of model that we work with.
Yeah, I mean, like, very similar, but perhaps not quite as technical as you do. It is just about prescribing and monitoring and like tweaking, basically. So yeah, you chuck them what you need, basically what you think you need or what you think they need. See, just assess and see how they're getting on with it, and then it's about taking those marker points over time and hopefully seeing them progress. And in black and white, they get to see whether they're improving or not and where they need to put more effort in.
Yeah, for sure. So the old plan, do, review model is what we call it. But you've just encapsulated it in exactly the same words, mate.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's the impact of even just a little bit of structure into someone's strength and conditioning is massive, because so many runners come to you and me, I'm sure, who have just been coasting or just been plodding along, doing the same things and expecting to get different results. Like, I had an email just this morning, it's like saying, I've been churning out 10Ks and I'm not getting any faster. It's like, is it any surprise, really? Like, how so many people don't realize the impact that strength and conditioning, even just a little bit, can have on the results, such as 10Ks all the way up to marathons, which is what I deal with.
And I suppose, mate, I know me and you chatted a little bit about this over breakfast when we were away, but Mo Farah and Salazar's sort of like equation Mo was, like, on the British scene, on the international scene, coming like 10th, 12th internationally. And then he went to work with Salazar, and the stuff that's come out from there, he's been doing more physical prep to get him better at running. So he's been lifting weights for the first time and doing plyometrics and stuff like that, where he'd never really concertedly and consistently done that before. And the results speak for themselves, obviously, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, like, Mo, I watched an interview with him recently, and he said that he went to Salazar for that extra 1-2%. And yeah, it's the S&C that's made the difference. I don't think his running training, his 100+ miles a week, has changed too much, but it's what else he's been doing that has made the biggest impact on his running.
And let's hope, mate, for time immemorial, we're not sitting here talking about doping scandals and Salazar in the future. And let's hope that 1 and 2% hasn't come from anything dodgy, mate. But
yeah. Well, he did. Well, let's not get into it right now.
No,
but yeah,
that's another topic of conversation.
Whole other video we could do.
Good. Hey, mate. So just sort to sum things up, really, I suppose. Tell the guys who are listening how they can find out more about you, and then I'll tell them about me. And then anybody who's listening sort of in the Manchester area is probably going to contact me, hopefully. And then anybody who's up York will give you a shout, mate. So, yeah, you go first.
Yeah, I mean, the main way to contact me is through my website. And even just by visiting the website, I'm going to be able to help all the watchers, all the listeners for free. They just need to subscribe to my newsletter, daily newsletter. That'll give them an initial 7 tips to help them run quicker in just 7 days. So the website is www.michaelfan.co.uk. So that's fan spelled PHAN, not FAN, as I've had over the years. So yeah, that's www.michaelfan.co.uk. That's it.
Awesome. And then in the spirit of giving things away, mate, for free, if people come to my website, they can get a free training session with us where we'll start doing some of the assessments that we talked about for free. And they can come in and do that session and then walk away completely having improved their performance by committing 1 hour of their time to come and train with us. So the place to find out about that, mate, is DNA-sports-performance.com. So it's a pretty big email website address, mate. So people are going to have to be good.
Yeah, it's all right. They can pause this video, go back.
I like it, mate. Good. Mate, right. Well, thank you ever so much for you taking your time out and chatting with us. We've done this conversation anyway, so we've just recorded it so other people can listen to it. So hopefully other people get some benefit about me and you rambling away on a Thursday morning about running and our basic principles of what we do with our athletes, mate.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.